Hey, what's up, you guys? It's IAmTheLionRider, and did everyone miss me? Because I have been gone for a couple of weeks, and that is due to me actually visiting San Diego, so the king of zoos. I visited all three parks, and I will have videos on those probably later this week. So I visited the San Diego Zoo, San Diego Safari Park, and SeaWorld, and again, I will have individual comments on each of them later in the week. But today, I thought I would catch up on all of the news that's kind of happened, surprisingly, basically in the last 2 days, believe it or not. So it's not like I really missed much on vacation, but now I actually can kind of talk about everything. So without further ado, let's get started. So in Planet Zoo news, we actually have some really big news. So Tim Smith, who is the lead community manager for Planet Zoo right now, has actually come out and acknowledged the fact that we are actually going to finally be getting an animal trading search feature. So this has been a huge thing that a lot of us have been complaining about pretty much since the beginning of the game. The scenery tab as well as the Zoopedia both have search tabs, so it made absolutely no sense that the animal trading wouldn't have one as well. So luckily, that should not be an issue anymore, and we will finally be able to just search Malayan tapir or something, and that should totally work completely fine. Now, on a side of mods, it should work with mods, but after the last update, I never want to, officially say, oh, it'll definitely be fine. Mods may have to be updated, but that's kind of to be expected because I'd assume this is going to release alongside the next topic, which is the next DLC just got updated to Steam. So that is awesome. So even though it says it's unknown, we kind of know already, if anyone's been following my channel, Africa Pack is the official pack that we're getting. It might be called the North Africa Pack. I think it'll be called the Africa Pack, though. Maybe Safari Pack or something. And the animals that it's going to include the southern white rhinoceros, the meerkat, the African penguin, as well as the fennec fox. So technically only one of those animals actually lives in North Africa, but it will have, we don't know the exact amount of scenery. We're assuming around 150 to 250 props, and that will be based off the North Africa theme. But since it was updated this recently, it's fair to say that we probably will be seeing it in June. So I was kind of addressing this a little bit on a few different places. The Take-Two podcast, I addressed it, as well as on my own channel and stuff. But basically, I have a theory that last year, due to the timing of the pandemic last March/April, around the time that the South America DLC came out, it really impacted when we got the Australia pack. So I believe the plan was for last year to release 4 individual DLCs in the year of 2020. Now, we only got 3. But if you look at the timing of them, they were really inconsistent. So we had the Arctic pack in 2019. Then at the beginning of 2020, we got the South America pack, followed by a huge gap in time of 6 months between South America and Australia, and it was released in August. Then we had another big gap in time with the December release of the Aquatic Pack. So my assumption as well, and this is kind of backed by the original 5-year roadmap leak that said we'd get them every 4 months, is that we were supposed to get 4 DLCs, but since Frontier had to move remotely and the timing was just really bad for Australia specifically, E3, where I assume it was probably going to be announced, or around that time, just kind of messed up a lot. So in favor of, the headaches, they just said, okay, we're just going to push Australia off a little bit and scrap the 4th DLC. And when I say scrap, I mean they probably just pushed it to, 2021 or whatever. Like, the Africa Pack that we're getting probably could have been the plan for last year. But we are finally getting it, and so with the timing of the Steam database updating, I could maybe see this coming out in June, and then that's actually really good news. So the people who were concerned about if we would maybe get only another 2 DLCs, we might be getting another 3 if they do Africa for summer, maybe North America for fall, and then we could be getting that final aviary pack for December again. And I think that would be a pretty good way to round out the game. Obviously, more DLC is always appreciated, but that isn't a bad option. So, that is great news. I'm really excited. The next update is probably going to have a lot of new features. I think a community member even mentioned that burrowing to some extent is probably going to be the main thing that they're going to advertise. Probably with an update that says aardvarks are going to be able to burrow for free, and then 3 out of the 4 animals that are in the Africa pack, the meerkat, the fennec fox, and the African penguin, believe it or not, all would also be able to burrow to some extent. And I think that would be awesome, because that mechanic actually will be useful if people wanted to make, prairie dogs or mongoose or other animals. I think that would be really, really cool. So that basically rounds out Planet Zoo news. Again, really big news, just not a lot to say on it. So let's jump over to Prehistoric Kingdom. And more or less, I want to talk about the lack of news. So around this time, we should have been going into the beta by now. Their last devlog, was basically last month, their monthly roundup, which is fine, that is okay. And we got a new announcement of the new dinosaur, the iguanodon. That's going to be really cool. And they did mention the beta animals that are confirmed so far, which are going to include the woolly mammoth, the pachyrhinosaurus, and the torvosaurus, which is great. Other animals are going to be announced for the beta over time, but none have really been mentioned so far. And we're kind of coming up on when they said the beta deadline was going to be. So I wanted to talk about how on a live stream that Mao did with his girlfriend, he kind of implied that maybe development was going a little bit slower than expected. So it is possible that Prehistoric Kingdom's beta, and I'd assume this would in turn, extend to the early access, would likely maybe be delayed a little bit. I can't say I'm super surprised or anything, but that seems to be the case. It would be awesome if we get news maybe in a few days once they officially announce the new May devlog, but I'd maybe assume some more definitive news one way or the other on that date. But I just wanted to quickly touch on Prehistoric Kingdom for people who wanted maybe more news on that. But now let's get into some news that I got via Discord, and that is in the form of Let's Build a Zoo. So Let's Build a Zoo has officially announced their beta. So their beta is coming on May 28th. So this was announced via their Discord, as well as I think they put out a tweet about it. And yeah, they basically say, we're excited to announce the beta for Let's Build a Zoo. It starts on May 28th. It's going to run through the weekend, so that'll be fun. So I actually kind of appreciate that it is like a real beta and you just only get to get a little taste of the game, because that was a real concern a lot of people had about Let's Build a Zoo, is if they offered everyone the beta for free and the game is already kind of small in scale, that it wouldn't really be incentivized for anyone to really play the game when it's done, because, how many animals could you really want to make? And since the art style is kind of simplistic, you see all the animals and that's it. So I like how they only give you basically a 3-day, I'd assume 3-day, weekend to play through it, and then, yeah, and so we can take screenshots, videos, stream it, do whatever we want. So definitely look forward to that. I'm sure Leaf and I and all of our other buddies are probably going to be doing that. So stay tuned for that. And if you too would like to join into the Let's Build a Zoo beta, you can go to the link that I'll have in the description. It'll take you to a Google Docs page, and you just put in your email, your name, wishlisted on Steam, watch the trailer, and then boom, you're immediately logged in to be in the beta for this weekend. So that is very, very exciting news. And yeah, so that basically rounds out today's actual content for official news. In the modding scheme of things, it's been a little bit not as exciting, just because all the big modders, myself, Leaf, Chicago, Jen, etc., like, we've kind of been taking a little bit of a break. Just obviously Leaf and I were on vacation. and all the others were just kind of waiting on some tools updates. So nothing super major has happened for modding. There are a few new kind of notable mods that are up for download right now. You can get Leaf's Blacktip Reef Shark by American Alligator, just released, that Leaf helped me code, as well as a few mods like Mergy Serval and a few others that you can definitely check out on the Nexus. Always stay tuned on the Nexus. You can always get new animals. On average, it's usually about 1 animal a day now, which is always good, because that means by the end of the year we should hypothetically be at several hundred. So that's going to be awesome. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, more to come later in the week. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.